I'd buy that for $1.
But not a cent more. Welcome back to Nerd-Vana for this month of August, where we are finally going to be closing down a chapter of this of the podcast by reviewing RoboCop 3, the weakest and most hated movie of the franchise, probably next to the remake.
Probably, yeah.
Now, I haven't. This is the first time I've actually seen RoboCop 3, but I have heard it was bad. I heard it was bad, so I was expecting a lot of. I was expecting crap for this, and you know, Ian, you and me, we've seen a lot of third movies in our lifetime. We've seen Spider-Man 3.
Blech.
Tremors 3,
Blech.
X-Men 3.
I actually didn't see that one.
Okay, well, so individually, we've seen a lot of third movies. Batman Forever, which is odd, but RoboCop 3 is average. That's it. That's kind of its, in my opinion, that's its only crime. It's average compared to not only the first movie, but the second one as well.
It really is. I mean, I reflected back. I mean, let's take a small history lesson back. We started off this official podcast review series with RoboCop 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awesome. We had a blast reviewing that, watching it. I actually just watched the first movie about a month ago because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to watch it. And then last year we did RoboCop 2, which it was not bad. Well, it was bad, but it wasn't so bad.
It had some nice ideas to it that if they were actually used more often, would have actually made RoboCop 2 a good follow-up to the original.
Mm-hmm. The first half of RoboCop 2 was good. The first half was good.
Uh-huh. But it didn't. But it's still kind of nice to watch. Third one. Okay, here's the. I think you'll know what you get into when you just look at the ratings of the past two movies. RoboCop 1, rated R, ultra violent, lots of explosions. There's blood. Our main hero gets massacred, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Number 2, also rated R. There's some drug use. A kid gets shot. Third one, PG-13. Yep.
But now, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing if
done well.
But if done well. But the thing is, the reason why they had to tone down the violence from the previous two movies is because they wanted to market it to kids because they were watching the animated series that was airing at the time.
As I thought.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have money. You like that one, John?
I even know what you're referencing. I had not seen that movie in a long time.
One of the first things on Wikipedia.
What?
The film was a critical and commercial failure, only grossing $10 million worldwide against its $22 million budget, making it the least profitable film from the RoboCop franchise. Ooh.
That's gotta hurt.
Oh my god. Yeah. This is one of those movies that I call sinking the Titanic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a couple of those. Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, that was the other movie that was on the list of third movies that were just not as good.
Yeah, and we will get to the original Jurassic Park trilogy another time. But yeah, this sort of film, RoboCop 3, in case you couldn't figure it out simply by my saying sinking the Titanic, it killed the franchise.
Uh-huh. Much like how Terminator Dark Fate killed the Terminator franchise.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's not bad so much as
mediocre
and repetitive in some aspects. Peter Weller could not reprise his role as RoboCop, and it turns out he actually wanted to reprise it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I would have thought that he read the script and said, "Sorry, I don't want to do this." But if he wanted to do that,
but he couldn't. This is from the trivia of IMDb. Contrary to popular belief, Peter Weller was actually interested in reprising his role as Murphy for this film, and actually came to visit the director Fred Dekker personally. They spent a good half an hour talking together, in which he told him that he wanted to do it, but had a conflict with filming director David Cronenberg's Naked Lunch, in which he had been recently cast after actively campaigning. So it was more of scheduling conflicts.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I simply thought he refused because he read the script, but no, it turns out it was just scheduling conflicts.
It happens sometimes.
So when I knew that Peter Weller was not, Murphy, I thought, oh, they're now never gonna show Murphy's face in the RoboCop suit. Again, I was shocked that they do that twice, and that the actor they got to replace him actually looked a little bit like Weller. So
it's not a bad thing, and I mean,
not bad.
It's 3 years since last movie.
So I'm not gonna fault that, and to be fair, the actor did the best job he could. I think the problem with the third movie is the script and some of the concepts that were used. There was a more emphasis on comedy, and not to say that there was no comedy in the original movie. But they used comedy to kind of lighten some of the more darker moments in the third movie, whereas the humor in the original one was dark humor. So it blended in nicely with the dark moments. A good example. is when you see the two OCP workers, walking to the CEO. By the way, we'll get into some of the surprising cast members that they got in this movie.
Yeah, when I first watched it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, but I digress. They walk past one of the workers who was video chatting with his wife, opens the window, and jumps out of it, and it lingers on it for a bit, and the wife is still talking to him. I'm watching that, and I'm just staring like shocked, wide-eyed face. You can't see my face, but just imagine it. It's just like, and then it immediately cuts to the guy. He enters from the top of the frame, screams, and hits the ground with a thud. Okay. For
PG-13, that's pretty damn dark.
It is, except it comes across as funny because the noise was a thud. Like if you hit a wooden pole, a dowel rod on a box, just kind of like hollow and bassy. If it was a splat, then that would have been more dark.
Yeah.
And also, me personally, just not show the guy falling through, cause as I said, I mean, I was just staring like all wide-eyed and shocked, going like, oh my god, that is so dark. That would have kept like the tone of the original movie.
Yeah, there's something that I keep going back to. There's always that old adage, show, don't tell. In this case, don't show, don't tell. Stop.
They showed too much.
They did. Just do what Alien did. Show a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Your imagination will fill in the rest, and that's oftentimes, as we go back to Alien with, a lot scarier.
And you know what? That's kind of the funny thing. There's a moment in the movie, after RoboCop, joins the band of rebels, and they're escaping in the sewers, and one of the guys is just like freaking out, and I'm going like, this is just reminding me of Aliens. You got a guy who's freaking out. You have a little girl who joins them. I'm going like, if I want to be reminded of if I wanted to watch something that's like Aliens, I'd watch Aliens.
I have it on DVD right over there on my shelf. You can't see me, people, but I'm pointing at my shelf.
I have it on Blu-ray on my shelf. I got both versions. I got the theatrical and the special edition.
I think I just have the special edition. Regardless, meh.
Anyway, so yeah, I thought this was supposed to be a movie about, about cops and the line between machine and humanity, and I'm getting a war movie. In fact, they even say it a couple times that this is like a war zone. I'm going like, I want to see RoboCop. I want to see RoboCop shooting bad guys.
Your inner kid came out, didn't it?
It did a little bit. What is it with all this militaristic strategic BS? Where's the cops that are doing what cops are supposed to do? And we sort of get that at the end, finally.
Yeah, I don't think Alex Murphy / RoboCop was in this movie that much, thinking back on it.
I know. He shows up 16 minutes into the movie.
You timed it?
I looked at the timestamp.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
16 minutes. When the first look we actually get of him is an extreme close-up of his visor.
16 minutes? That's like, what? How long is the movie?
16 minutes.
It's a minute 40-something. A minute 44, 45, hour-long movie?
Yeah, an hour 45?
Hour 45, yeah.
16 minutes in, it spends a little more time. It spends plenty of time focusing on the little girl Nico, on her, and the title has already shown up. we get the title of the movie, and still RoboCop hasn't shown up.
I get that you want to, kind of hold your audience's attention, bait them into the story a bit, but that's taking away from what they really want to see.
Not only that, but the editing, the build-up was kind of just ruined a little bit, because even after we get the close-up of his visor, the rebels that are driving away in the battered yellow van are going like, "This new guy is scaring me. I don't think that's a guy. You think it's him?" I'm like, well, I don't know. We just had a close up of the visor. What do you think? I should have looked at who edited this movie.
I'm on it. Cinematography edited by Burt Lovett. I do not love it, Mr. Lovett.
And neither do I. Hopefully you improved on your next movies. Okay.
Now, I might be speaking from a slight bias here. John, this film came out late, or at least in the U.S. it came out late 1993. What other big movie did this film have to compete with in 1993?
Oh, jeez, I don't know. It's
a small movie. You may have heard of it. It's called Jurassic Park.
Yes, Jurassic Park. And you want to know the other kind? You want to know the ironic thing about RoboCop 3?
Lay it on me.
It was actually completed in 1991. It was immediately greenlit after RoboCop 2, but it had to be delayed release because Orion was going bankrupt.
Well, apparently they managed to hold themselves together until they release this.
I don't know how they were able. I don't know how it was able to be released, but completed in 1991, held over for 2 years. Just nothing really to say about that. Just some trivia out there, folks.
I mean, that can kind of happen. That happens.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna blame the studio for that, or whoever. But I mean,
Mm-hmm. All right.
We didn't even get into the actual story. What's the plot of RoboCop 3? I mean, we touched on it a bit, but what's the overall plot?
Well, the overall plot is that OCP and their new mega corporate owner is trying to force people a specific block called Cadillac Heights. So forcing people out of their home using these. There's no better way to describe them other than jackboots.
Mm-hmm.
Like this group of militia that is forcing people out of their homes. But there's a band of rebels that are trying to defend their homes. And how does RoboCop fit in all that? Well, not well, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a different movie. This would be good for a different movie.
Well, either way, RoboCop seems to have gotten on their bad side when he decides to shoot at them because, well, they're pretty much oppressing homeless people and putting them in buses and taking them to nobody knows where.
It's implied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this is pretty much it. So it's pretty much just a fight for, I guess, for the soul of Detroit against OCP. So yeah, if we can't even I mean, I think I can kind of see why another reason why this movie was such a failure is like, what's it about? What's the plot?
I feel like
yeah.
It was rushed, obviously.
Yeah.
This movie was very, very rushed.
I don't even think it was rushed. I think it was just. I think I think Ebert said it best, is that Detroit has a tradition of releasing a car every year with a new chrome finish. So he's pretty much compared RoboCop 3 to that of this year's model. That's why it's pretty much repetitive.
It really is. I mean, first movie's great.
Oh yes.
I mean, it's a science fiction classic. It might end up in the film library of Congress if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
Second movie, it's all right.
Yeah, a little kind of very dated.
Yeah, this movie.
Is all over the place.
It really is. I feel like it's trying. No, it's doing what the second movie tried to do and failed. It's trying to do too much.
Yeah. Let's see. Not only is it kind of. It's not just repetitive, but because it also hasn't aged well, because it is also pretty dated, is that there are some cliches in it. I mean, and they're like they're just like, and it's just like, in your face, this is what's going to happen. Case in point, Officer Ann Lewis.
Yeah, she made it through the first two movies just fine. Well, in the first one, she did get shot. But she's fine, She came back for the sequel.
It's just a flesh wound.
We'll get to that movie, John. We'll get to it. At some point.
Alright, second one wasn't really... Second one, she wasn't really... I don't think she was really that involved in the movie.
Not really.
I don't think we really did complain about that, but yeah, she wasn't that involved she wasn't that involved in the second movie, and she really should have been.
This one,
she is a little bit more involved, and they kill her off.
God damn it.
Why?
Well, I know why. To add drama.
Drama. Yeah, but is it really drama if you know what's going to happen? Because 5 minutes before she gets killed off, they literally state that it's literally implied that she's going to die. Hey Lewis, don't you want your body armor? No, I'm off duty.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean now. God damn it!
Yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna bite you in the ass. Also, it didn't help that RoboCop basically walked behind her. You are a big metal machine. You're essentially bulletproof, and you walk behind your partner who does not have body armor on against a squadron of people with guns and rocket launchers.
I'm not sure what you want me to say, John.
You don't really. I think maybe wow or something, like, or like Owen Wilson. Wow. I don't have to say that, but it's.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It's cliched, and we know what's gonna happen. We can see it from a mile off. I mean, I have nothing more to add. Next topic, please.
Yeah, next topic. All right. How about the cat? How about who they got in the cat for the cast?
Ooh, this is a good one. Can I start off with my favorite?
Sure.
Rip Torn.
Yes, I was actually surprised. I was actually surprised to see him in this. I was like, Rip Torn, is it? Okay, yeah. This now is a straight comedy. Rip Torn. You get Zed from Men in Black and Patches O'Houlihan from Dodgeball, a true underdog story, in this movie. Yeah, this is okay. This is not doesn't even come close to the original. Now, here's something very interesting. Now, let's see. You remember Kuntz, the guy that freaked out a bit and then turns out was a traitor?
Yes.
Okay, he is played by Stephen Root, and if you don't know who that is, well, he played the nerdy guy with glasses in Office Space, the nerdy guy with glasses in Dodgeball, which I just said a minute ago, also had Rip Torn in it. And he's also done a few voice work, most notably the voice of Mildew from Dragons. Yeah.
Fudge.
Only he didn't say fudge.
I can say fudge. That's fine. You don't need to censor it.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Yes.
No wonder I didn't like that little slime ball.
When I looked on the cast of IMDb and I saw Stephen Root, I went like, no, that can't be. No, it can't be. I looked on his filmography. Yes, that's him. That's the voice of Mildew.
Quick, put screenshot of the casting. Quick, do it. Just so people believe us.
Okay, yes. Okay, here it is.
No wonder I didn't like him. It's the villain from my childhood. Freaking Mildew.
Yeah. There's a lot of surprising cast members in this movie that would actually play memorable roles later on. So maybe that's the one good thing that came from this movie.
I guess. Sure.
Okay. All right. So, remember. Let's see. Mako is the CEO of the Japanese corporation that bought out OCP, or also known as Mako. Ian, do you remember what work he's done?
I do not.
He was the voice. Most kids know him as the voice of Uncle Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And there it is again.
Just so everyone knows, I gasp really long and slow and my mouth is open.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So when I heard him speak Japanese and I saw the face, I was like, that's not Mako, is it? Then I looked on and confirmed, yes, that's Mako. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch this movie for you, even if you're not in the movie all that much.
He showed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Because Mako is awesome.
Yes.
Alright, so the other two cast members would be CCH Pounder, who plays Bertha, the leader of the rebels. She was mostly known for playing Moat from the James Cameron movie Avatar. You know, the shaman lady.
Oh.
She also made an appearance in Godzilla King of the Monsters as the lady in the Senate hearing.
Okay.
And let's see. And the tech wizard, you know, the old guy, Moreno, he's listed as Daniel von Bargen. And if you were a teenager and you decided to look up stoner comedies or late night comedies, he is Chief Grady from Super Troopers. No,
I haven't
never seen that movie.
No.
Okay.
Remember, John, I'm only 21.
I saw Super Troopers when I was in high school.
Which was how long ago?
What? How long was that? How long was that?
Exactly. How long ago was that?
About 15 years ago.
Okay. I was 6.
Yes, but you would have been. But you were in high school.
Yes, and I spent most of my days A, watching your Dragons reviews, B, watching Jurassic Park, and C, geeking out over Jurassic World.
Oh, well, thank you for the first one.
What do you think got me through junior year?
Hopefully getting a burger from the lunch line?
No, watching your reviews. That's what got me through junior year.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Stop it, that's my job.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's kind of all for the surprising cast members that they got for the movie. Of course, we do get some familiar... Oh, no, wait. No, I just remembered another one.
Ooh.
I didn't... Okay. We get a young... Where is he? Young Bradley Whitford. And if you don't... And Ian, you probably remember him for his from his sarcastic tone, which you hear a lot in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yes, he's the white-haired scientist that constantly has a one-liner.
I didn't watch King of the Monsters.
You didn't?
No.
Oh man.
What year did that come out? 2019?
Yes, last year.
I was busy
Godzilla
working.
King of the... Okay. All right, well, people, you're gonna see a young Bradley Whitford, and he sounds exactly the same. Both the tone of his voice and his voice and the tone that he carries. From King of the Monsters, if you've seen that movie. Have you seen the movie Get Out?
I've seen previews. I have not seen that movie either.
Okay, well, he's in that movie. So yeah, two actors from Godzilla King of the Monsters are in this movie, and 2 actors from Dodgeball are in this movie. So yeah, the movie's... So like I said, the movie's all over the place.
Yeah.
Alright. Ah, boy. So yeah, that's all for the casting. That's all for the surprising casting choices that were made. Of course, we do get some familiar faces. Nancy Allen returns as Anne Lewis, briefly. The one guy from the first 2 movies. What's his name? Johnson. His name was Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Johnson.
Donald Johnson. He returns. as the vice president of OCP, and
I don't like him in this one.
Yeah. I mean, what is he? Really, he's not.
He's a freaking yes man. Let's be honest.
That's kind of a downgrade.
Am I wrong?
In my opinion. No, I'm agreeing with you. He is a yes man, but that's not what he was in the other two movies.
No, I thought he was. Am I misremembering something?
I have no idea, but I kind of thought he actually had more character to him in the first two movies.
Oh, yeah,
rather than just
yeah.
Yeah. This third one just felt downgraded.
But yeah, he's a yes man, so.
Mm-hmm.
AKA Savage.
Funny.
Hey, you brought up Mildew. I have to make more Dragons references. It's required.
Yeah. And the police sergeant returns from the first two movies as well.
Good to see him back.
Mm-hmm.
I like his character.
And I think that's pretty much it for characters. You want to know what actually kind of irritated me within 10 seconds of the movie starting?
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Remember at the end of the movie where it was kind of promised that the police would take down OCP, and that's what was gonna happen in the third movie. Guess what happens in the third? And in the beginning of the third movie, we find out OCP gets bought out by a Japanese company. I'm going like, they got bought out. Okay, well, no reason to take them down. No reason to take them down now. Job's done, everybody. It's not OCP anymore. Uh-huh, yeah, Ian doesn't like that, as you can hear.
Crappy writing.
Mm-hmm.
Crappy writing.
Yep. Yes, we know hostile takeovers or company buyouts happen all the time in movies, but when you kind of leave the second movie on a cliffhanger that kind of promises like some kind of revolution against the corporation, and then you find out that another corporation takes over the corporation you're fighting, well then that makes RoboCop 2 really useless. It was more pointless than it was even more pointless when it had less of a point. Huh.
Not to mention, they downgraded Ed 209.
Oh god.
What happened to that? It was great in the first movie. I don't remember him too much in the second movie.
It wasn't much in the second movie.
And then in this one, he's hacked by a 9-year-old or however old she is who knows calculus.
Uh-huh. And I think that's the last we see of an Ed 209. He doesn't even show up in the none of the models even show up in the climax at the streets of Detroit.
I got it. I know how to make the ending better.
Bring in Ed 209?
The little girl hacks another Ed 209 and fights with it. I mean, yeah, it's cheesy, but just set it up.
It was already set up.
Wow.
It was set up that way. I guess all the money had to go into the button, and all the budget had to go into the jetpack, and
oh come on.
I heard that the jetpack was infamous. I don't really understand the infamy other than it looks silly.
It really does look silly. When I watched over it last night for this, I guess, yeah, 2 nights ago for this review now, it's not as bad as I remember. It is set up. It's not out of nowhere. it kind of feels out of nowhere, but it's not. I don't know. It feels like they could have done something better with that.
Yeah, it was. The climax was kind of weak. So, but that's kind of more on the fault that the climax to the first movie was actually that good. You get a shootout at an abandoned factory.
And a car chase and toxic waste.
And the movie ends in the OCP tower with a hostage situation that ultimately results in one of the employees getting fired and then shot out a window and plummeting to his death.
Second climax, you get a big-ass robot fight.
Yeah.
Stop motion was pretty good for that. I'm not going to complain about stop motion.
Yeah. And third movie...
You get a battle in the street. Ninja robot showdown. That's not even a tank. That's a street tank. One-man street tank.
A one-man street tank taken out by one bomb on a jetpack. We go to the climax of the tower where we see. Ian, you want to finish that?
Robot ninjas.
Wouldn't he be a samurai?
I don't know. Nor do I care. Nor does the movie care, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah. Robot ninjas that are taken out pretty easily and had the brilliant idea of having a thermonuclear failsafe device implanted in them.
They must be really freaking confident. Confident you must be.
Oh boy. And yeah. So yeah, the climax of that was pretty weak. Weak climax for a weak movie, a weak and silly movie. It's pretty much just up there with a mindless action movie. It's strangely enough, RoboCop 1 and 3 are movies that you would like, that I would kind of like to watch again. One because
it's awesome
of how, it is awesome and how deep it is. 3 because it's pretty much just mindless action. It's basic. I mean, there's nothing really that deep to it, so you don't really have to analyze it. You could just pour a bowl of popcorn in it, grab a Coke or Pepsi or your preferred pop of choice, and kick back and enjoy Ed 209 saying, "I'll be loyal as a puppy."
I feel like Ed 209 was in there briefly for just fan service.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there was a lot of fan service, and okay, fan service it's kind of been tossed around to not mean exactly what we're talking about. It's talking like hey, remember this from the first movie? Ed 209. Remember this line? Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Remember the theme song? Remember the footage from the first movie? It's in here.
Why? What did it add to the plot? What did it add to the story? Nothing? Then why is it in it?
Because it's RoboCop. That's why. Okay, all right.
Do we have anything else to add?
I don't think so.
It's a meh movie with a meh plot that's kind of convoluted.
It is it is convoluted. I mean, heck, I heck, I mean, the plot doesn't even make... Even the plot to RoboCop 2 didn't kind of make sense, but that's kind of mostly of how all about, you know, corporate takeovers and loans and all that kind of thing.
And debt and all that fun stuff. And like, what does this have?
I have no idea. Yeah, third one is...
It's not, for me, it's not horrible.
It's not horrible either. I mean, I would kind of gladly go back to watching this one more than RoboCop 2.
Definitely. I agree. I forget what I ranked RoboCop 2 at, but this is like one step above it, just for the rewatch value.
Yeah. And there were a couple moments that did actually make me legitimately laugh.
Yeah,
because it did fit. I mean, it wasn't completely devoid of dark humor. I mean, let's see, after RoboCop finally makes a full body appearance, you know, saving Lewis.
And all the other cops, and his entrance was freaking awesome. I'm sorry, it may be cheesy and goofy, but it was cool.
It was silly. Like, he blows a hole in the top of the car roof and then pokes out of it.
He just shoots through it with the freaking machine gun in a circle and tears through it. It's like, okay, that was goofy, but I like it.
Yeah, and then when Lewis asks him if they're all gone, he goes, "I'm scanning 3." Catches a bullet, points his gun.
Was that a Wilhelm scream? I forget if that was a Wilhelm scream or not.
No, it wasn't a Wilhelm scream, but someone does scream, and that kind of thing makes me laugh. And then he responds with, "Make that 2."
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I think that's something that would be in the original movie. And
my favorite part has to be when Murphy commandeers that car for police use, and he gets in, and there's a freaking fuzzy dice and the lights, and it's just like,
oh god,
is there anything more early 90s, late 80s goof that you could think of?
I don't know. RoboCop driving what is essentially a pimp mobile.
Yeah,
that's a pimp mobile, and as he's getting shot at more and more, I laughed at the shot of RoboCop is still just still driving the car. The car top is blown off, and there's like a huge bonfire behind him, and he doesn't even care.
Driving a flaming pimp mobile. Biffy be rolling.
They hate it. And okay, the part that I kind of like that I think was very RoboCop. I think that's the best. I think that's how we can describe moments, is when Murphy comes back to the police station with a flame. You know, he's asked, Sergeant asks him, there's a warrant out for your arrest?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What are you gonna? Can you tell me where the rehab staging area is? Staging area is. It's right down that way. You may want to call the fire department.
Blink. On goes the pilot light.
I know. One of them asks, "Hey, you got a light?"
Allow me, scum.
Yeah.
I think you could get away with putting that clip in. Just that one clip.
I probably can, yeah. And so, yeah, I think that's something that would be RoboCop. That's RoboCop worthiness. Mm-hmm. It is cheesy, but it is badass.
Yes. It's the good kind of cheese that you pour on nacho.
Oh, yeah.
Some nice hot nachos, courtesy of a flamethrower.
Alright, so even though the movie is mad, I think the actors they were a good choice of actors.
Yeah, I think they had fun making this one.
Yes. And even Robert Burke, who had to replace.
Never mind, wrong name. Sorry, I had a flashback to Aliens. It's Carter Burke.
Okay, Robert Burke, who had to replace Peter Weller when he couldn't do RoboCop. He did a good enough job given the script he was given. Mm-hmm. To play Alex Murphy. There are some moments that are just really weird, cheesy, and laughable, even by RoboCop standards. Mm-hmm. But given that there was a lot that we've seen a lot worse sequel movies, or even just movies in general. It's not that bad.
No, it's not. It's fun.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yeah. And in all honesty, I do think it is a nice buy if you're trying to complete a film collection. Mm-hmm. It can be more than $1 if you want.
Yeah. No more than $5 though. Get it from the bargain bin at Walmart.
Alright. Okay, so I think there's not much more we can talk about this one. We've now, I think we're now at the end. We're closing a chapter on this series in the franchise in our show.
Yeah, I mean we started off with RoboCop officially. That's when we started this review series. What? Almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah, was it in August?
August or September It was September of 2018.
Okay.
That's when that first one went live.
Wow.
And now, August of 2020, we're done. At least with RoboCop. Mm-hmm. We're not done reviewing movies.
Not done yet.
We got a lot to go yet.
Well, anyway, Ian, what is your ranking?
I don't know what I put RoboCop 2 at, but this might be one step above. So for me, I gotta say 6 out of 10.
I can't remember what I gave RoboCop 2.
It was a year ago. We'd have to watch it again just to be sure.
Yeah, or we could just skip to the end.
Well, that works too, but regardless.
So we can, yeah. But yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10 too. I mean, it didn't fail, and honestly, I would kind of watch that more than RoboCop 2, mm-hmm. even if there was no Peter Weller.
Well, we understand why he couldn't do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, okay, 6 out of 10s all round, and this is the end of the RoboCop chapter of Nerd-Vana podcast.
At least
for now.
At least until they actually do make another sequel to RoboCop.
Yeah.
Not the remake. Not the remake. If you remember, I think we said in the very first RoboCop review how there were talks of a RoboCop sequel to the original.
Yeah, I think that's either on hold or set aside.
Yeah.
I don't know though. The things have probably changed in almost 2 years since we did that. So. Yeah.
I think I looked recently. They couldn't. Neil Blomkamp. Who was supposed to be directing that one, he dropped out again This guy's like Guillermo del Toro. He has all these concepts for movies, and then he just doesn't do them.
But
there are talks with another director.
Oh,
so
good.
there are still plans to get an actual Peter Weller RoboCop sequel.
Excellent. And when/if that comes out, we will review it here at some point.
Yeah.
But John, I'm gonna pitch this next movie to you. We haven't discussed this at all. The next movie for September, we're manly men in tights. Yeah.
Really? I thought we would keep this poop train going. But Men in Tights?
Why not?
Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Why not? I pitched it to you a year ago.
Has it really been that long?
It was fall last year.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
You want to do it? Sure. Excellent. I'll reach out to some coworkers since no one got back to us to join us for this piece of shit.
Yeah, I think maybe it was just RoboCop 3 that put them off.
Probably. So yeah. I will reach out to some coworkers, and it may be more than just me and John on the next one.
Who knows?
Certainly not us. It's 2020. But until next time, viewers, listeners, wherever you enjoy our podcast, I am Ian Benoit.
And I'm John Murphy.
Signing off.